Okay, today I'm going to show you a simple, easy breathing exercise that you can use at any time. The minute you start to feel those panicky feelings coming on where your breathing may be higher in the chest, to slow it right down, take a step back and kick in that parasympathetic nervous system. Now, I'll show you how to do it and then I'll explain how and why it works afterwards. So the idea is that you take a really big full lung of air in, full breath of air, so I really feel those stomach muscles pushing out. And that's done on a count of 7, and then you allow that air to come out like one big sigh, feeling those shoulders drop down, one big sigh for a longer count of 11. So here I'll show you how it's done. There we go. As easy as that. Then we do that 4 or 5 times. So let's do that again. And again. You do that 4 or 5 times on the trot and you'll immediately feel the calming effect that has throughout your whole body. Immediate relaxation. So how does this work? Well, what it does is when you start to feel panicky and nervous, your amygdala in your brain, that automatic response part of your brain, kicks in the sympathetic nervous system, pushing cortisol and adrenaline out to all the points that it might be needed in a fight or flight response. But you probably aren't in a flight or flight response, so you don't really need all that going on. So by breathing rapidly and getting yourself and oxygenating your system ready to run, it's powering up those muscles, bringing oxygen into all the places it needs. What you're doing by forcing a much slower breath, so an intake of breath in, and then a longer sighing breath out, is you're activating what we call the parasympathetic nervous system. And this is the only way that I know of that you can manually do that. Actually, this breathing exercise of shorter breaths in and longer breaths out. But what you're doing there is you're forcing the parasympathetic nervous system to kick in, which overrides the sympathetic nervous system and forces you to relax. And that's because it's absolutely impossible to feel relaxed and anxious at the same time. So by manually triggering the parasympathetic nervous system, you're overriding that anxious feeling and they will subside. That's it in a nutshell. Give it a go and I'll be back with more tips tomorrow.